Some of us hear the word failure and get uncomfortable. So uncomfortable, we go into denial. Failure, okay? Never. I will never fail in Jesus' name. God forbid. But here's the thing. If you don't fail, how will you succeed? In my opinion, failure isn't a bad thing, because when you fail, you just need to get up and try again and try again and try again until one day you succeed. So for me, my prayer is that I will always be wise enough to learn from my failures. And that's why today's focus area is the importance of failure as it relates to goal setting. And to discuss this topic with me today is ex-beauty queen, life coach, and personal branding consultant, Omowunmi Akinnifesi. Omowunmi is a certified life coach, an NLP practitioner, and a certified project manager and business analyst. Omowunmi is the first beauty queen to win 3 crowns in the same year, having been crowned the most beautiful girl in Nigeria, Miss Tourism International Ukraine, and Miss Bikini International Black Sea Odessa, all of which were in 2005. She is also a representative of the Miss World Beauty Pageant in China. Omowunmi holds a certificate in Women in Entrepreneurship and Leadership in Africa from the China Entrepreneurial Business School. She also studied business at the Alibaba Business School in China and Business and Innovation at IESE in New York. She's also a delegate of the Harvard Business School. Omowunmi is has a ready-to-wear brand called Omowunmi and a coaching practice called 360 Coaching. Also, she's the founder of Global Women Africa, an NGO focused on empowering young women through entrepreneurship training and skills acquisition. As you can see, Omowunmi wears lots of different hats. So welcome, Omowunmi.
Thank you very much.
It really is awesome to have you here today.
I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
3-time crown winner. So do you have all those 3 crowns on your shelf?
I do.
Can I borrow one?
It would fit you just fine.
Wow, it really, really is nice to have you here with me today.
Thank you.
So like I said, we're going to be discussing importance of failure.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes.
And I would like us to delve right in. And my very first question is, what role does failure play in goal setting?
That's a very good question, because you're setting goals, right? Because you don't want to, you want to be intentional about your living. You want to be intentional about things you want to do. However, you know, when you're setting goals, you have to take failure into consideration.
How
You
so?
have to prepare yourself. You have to be self-aware enough to know that you are planning because you want to be intentional. However, it may not go as planned. And also it helps you build resilience, because you know, no matter what, you're going to make it happen. You're going to get up again. If this doesn't go, this is going to go. I'm going to do it this way and this going to. So goal setting, you have to have, I'm not saying have failure at the back of your mind, but failure is an opportunity to know what you are doing wrong. Failure is an opportunity to get it right. So just because, if you don't think about failure, if you don't think about how wrong it may get, then you won't be challenged enough to even do the goal in the first place, to even set the goal in the first place.
What about past failure? Does that come into play?
Oh, absolutely. Past failure gives you experience, it gives you knowledge, and it helps you even set your goals. It helps you while you're mapping out your life, while you're setting your goals.
Yeah. So why are people scared of failure?
I think it's a natural thing. You know, people are afraid to fail because for them, it gives them a self-reflection that they're not good enough to do something. It makes them feel embarrassed, ashamed, and you feel people are watching you, even if nobody's watching you. And so it's that feeling of being insignificant. And a lot of us attach our values to things, to material things, to status, to fame, to projects. So when those things fail, they don't fail, we feel. But then, you know, just because you're creating a mess. I remember some lady was saying that her daughter was playing with toys, and she came in and said, you're creating a mess. You're such a mess. And the daughter said, this is like a 5-year-old, and she said, no, I'm creating a mess, but I'm not a mess. Just because I'm creating a mess, wow, I'm not a mess. Wow. So just because you fail doesn't mean you are a failure. They're two different things.
Exactly.
So, you know, I feel like we attach ourselves to those things that failed, and it brings shame and embarrassment.
So when you're setting your goals, how do you then make failure, or the concept of failure, relevant in goal setting?
When you're setting your goals, you do research, you ask questions, you ask people that have been there before. What did they do wrong? What did they do right? And you prepare your mind, because you know, okay, this is where this person failed at that. This is where this person failed at that. I'm going to make this work. But then things happen. Life happens. You want your goal to work. You want your plan to take action the same way you planned it to. But then just because you fail doesn't mean that, oh, that's the end of the project. Okay, how do I not do this next time? And then you do it again. Failure is an event. It happened one day. It doesn't mean that that thing is not going to work. You just have to realize.
But you then change your strategy.
Of course, absolutely. You look at the strategy that's not working, the strategy that caused you to fail, and then you do what will cause you to win. When they were building the airplane, the first airplane in the world, they failed so many times. But then they realized, okay, while they were failing, this is how not to build a plane. And then they eventually, if they had given up, or if they said, oh, failure is the end, then we won't have airplanes today.
Very true. Very true. But well, how do you then put a fail-safe in goal setting, being mindful of failures?
Now, you never know what's really going to happen. You can only try your best, and you can plan ahead. However, you have to understand that you can't be too careful, because if you're too careful, then you might as well not try at all. You know, I have friends that I take risks and have done, you know, we were talking and, you know, you said you've done so many businesses. There even some I failed at. I didn't even remember I failed at it. I just remember I stopped doing it.
Very true.
But then I have friends that have not done anything. They didn't do anything in their 20s because they did not want to fail. So right now they have no history. But I have history. And that's life. But who has more history about failure? I do. But who has more history about successes? I do as well. Because I quickly learned from my failures. But when you're feeling too safe, at the end of the day, you end up not doing anything. It was J.K. Rowling that said, it's important for you to fail in life, because not living at all is failure. You might as well, living consciously, too consciously, and being too safe is not even living life at all. And then that is failure, without you even knowing.
Very true, very true. So I'm going to take us a few steps back. You had said that failure and
being a failure
are not the same thing. Can you please expand on that?
So you learn from your experience. You are not the experience.
You learn from your experience.
You learn from your experience. You are not the experience. So, for example, if I go to an event, right? I went to the event. I'm not the event. If I snore, right? Snoring is not who I am, but I snore. So when I'm introducing myself to you, I'm not going to say I'm a snorer. No, you're not a snorer. You snore. There are things that you can do to stop snoring. That's not your original being. So just because you failed doesn't mean you are a failure. There's so many other things that you will win at in life, whether you like it or not. And there are things that you will fail at in life, whether you like it or not. So you can't be two things. Which one are you? Are you a failure or are you a success? Oprah got, they removed her from TV because they said her nose was too wide.
Very true.
Steve Jobs seemed to fail at 30 because they took his company from him. Einstein didn't talk till he was 4, and people thought that he was going to be a failure. They told him he was going to be a failure. Walt Disney told him that the company fired him because they told him he lacked imagination. So what if he had called himself a failure? In fact, you'll be surprised that them telling him that he lacked imagination helped him build creativity, helped him build imagination. Because when people tell you something, it challenges you. So after that, you'll be surprised that he now became who he was meant to be.
And that goes back to the benefits.
Exactly.
Failure.
Failure. So Walt Disney, for example, you're working somewhere and they tell you lack imagination. You go with the tail behind in the middle of your legs and think, oh, I lack imagination. How can I get imagination? He failed, but then he thought, okay, how can I get what I failed at?
And he began to set his goals.
Failure builds creativity. It gives you knowledge. It helps you grow. It builds experience. It gives you resilience. It builds character. It builds strength. It makes you stronger. It helps you become a more compassionate person. Failure has many benefits, and some of us go through that hole and darkness without even realizing the benefits that it's giving you. Sometimes it even gives you solitude, because you step away and you start thinking, what happened? Why did this happen in my life? And you start becoming more self-aware.
Yes.
And you become a better person.
Wow. It's awesome, because here's the thing. You've said, as human beings, we can be negative and positive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And when negative things happen, we hold on to it.
Oh yeah.
And there's that saying where they say the brain does not hear the negative parts. You only hear the rest of it, but not the negative part. So you've associated a seemingly negative word, failure, with a myriad of positive words.
Oh yeah.
And hopefully that's going to begin to create a shift in a lot of people's perspectives.
Oh yeah.
I'm really, really happy about that.
Oh yeah.
So let's bring it back to social media era. Yeah? We're still on the topic of goal setting. Yeah. But in setting our goals in today's era, social media is a big part of it. Has the concept of failure been negatively or positively impacted by the social media era that we live in?
I'll say failure is a part of being a human being. Is a part of our life. So whether there's social media, whether there's no social media, failure is still there. Success is still there. As a matter of fact, I think social media is helping because it's giving more information. It's giving more knowledge. People are becoming wiser. People are becoming self-aware. Self-awareness is now a thing. Self-discovery is now a thing. Mental wellness is now a thing. So it's really helping people understand that, okay, failure is, a lot of people are failing, but then I can be a success. However, there's also the other part that people are seeing successes because we put our best foot forward on social media. Yes. So it's a yin-yang situation. It depends on the human being. It depends on you and how self-aware you've become enough to take and give or take and remove what you see on social media. So social media is helping us, but at the same time, it is making a lot of people really, really feel like failures at the same time. So for me, for example, social media doesn't make me feel like a failure. I learn from social media. As a matter of fact, I see people doing better than me. I'm like, okay, how is this person doing it? Oh, that's nice, that's nice. But people are putting their best, so you can't believe everything that you see. True. However, it challenges you. Yeah. Right? But then there's some people that see it and immediately feel depressed. But no, take it up as a challenge. Everyone is trying to live their best life, really. Everyone is trying. No one has lived this life before. We're all trying to live it. So social things will happen. Other things will happen. Things will explode in this life. And you have to be able to have that self-awareness to guard yourself and have that self-discovery for yourself, because social media, as we know it, it's not going anywhere.
Very, very true. I want to take you back to a couple of things that you've done. One of the things you do is you empower young women, yeah, and you teach them skills acquisition.
Yes.
So when you're helping them set their goals, what impact does failure have in goal setting for them? Because a lot of these people, I'm assuming, are not necessarily women who are earning that much. They're probably, you know, borderline in terms of earning capacity. And a lot of people in that bracket would consider themselves having failed either themselves or their family. How do you take that into account when you're helping them set their goals?
So when we're setting goals, we look at the 12 critical areas of your life. And you
The
realize
12 critical
12
areas.
critical areas of your life. We have work, career, business. We have finance, money and wealth. We have health and wellness. We have energy and passion. We have achievement and success. We have home and family. We have friendship and social network. We have peace and contentment. We have the 12 critical areas, right? And it's very important to look at your life holistically. And when you do that, the first time we go through that process, you realize that you're living an unbalanced life. Are we going to call that a failure? No. Everyone is living an unbalanced life to a certain extent, but what we want to do is to help you try to live a balanced life and a life that is in harmony. So first of all, you rate yourself and you see, oh, I'm 20% in home and family because I'm focusing too much on work, business, and career. And on the long run, it's going to harm me. It seems all good now, but on the long run, it's going to harm you. So we try to balance it up by giving you different techniques and different ways where you can balance it up so you have a complete harmonized circle, no matter how small and no matter how big. And then we take it further. We ask you different questions. And that way, you are mapping out your life from your own uniqueness and from your truth. Whether you feel like a failure, whether you failed many times, whatever it is, you're building your own life. You're having a level of self-awareness. We're looking at your goal, your reality. What is your reality? What has stopped you so far? What have you done? What have you tried so far? We ask you those questions. So what has stopped you so far? You know, oh, this has stopped me. That has stopped me. What are your beliefs? What are your values? What are the negative beliefs? Oh, I don't believe there are men in Lagos. Men in Lagos have finished. Are you a failure in that regard? So I'm just saying that you cannot have success without some level of failure. And when you are having self-awareness, we are not perfect. So even during that self-discovery and self-awareness process, there are imperfections. And so you don't regard it as failure. You just regard it as your beauty. You regard it as your story. Because your story would help other people. Why do we read books? Jack Ma, Richard Branson, all of these people have failed at some time. We'll rather read that failure story than, oh, the success. Because we can see the success. But why do we go and Google them? Why do we go and try to research more about them? We do that because we want to know how they got there. And you find out that failure happened somewhere around there.
Wow. So, Omowunmi, I'm going to take a quick break now.
Sure.
And we're going to be back in a few moments.
All right.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us for a few more minutes. So, Omowunmi, as we were saying,
Yes.
I was listening to everything you were saying and I was like, oh my God, I hope I remember everything. So I cannot wait to go and watch this back. For starters, I would like to be able to do my 12 critical
areas of your life. It's called life designing.
Designing.
Yes, you design it. It's a whole process. Like
Is
people in my class
at home without having to come for coaching classes?
Oh, no, you can't do it by yourself. I mean, you need expertise. And, being an alumni of Olushola Lanre Coaching Academy, I've been able to learn all of these skills and all of these tools. And as an integrative coach, I bring myself into it. I bring what I have, all these businesses that I told you that, I bring all of that into it. Project management, all of that. I bring all of that into it. And we map out your life.
So if I'm sitting at home, I'm listening to you, and I'm loving everything I'm hearing, give me 5 key steps that I can go and do in my house on whilst I am, because I'm still setting my goals for the year. You know, so what are the 5 key things that I can do in setting my goals and taking cognizance of past and future failures?
Okay, one of the first things that you must do is identify the 12 critical areas of your life. Very important, because if you're focusing a lot, even after doing it, one of my clients said, oh, okay, it's so much to do, it's a lot of designing, so I'm just going to focus on work and career. And then later I said, no, you can't focus on work and career, because what will happen is that while you're doing work and career, at some point you will worry. You say, oh, but my finances, oh, but I'm not having enough rest, but oh, but my health and well-being, I'm not doing exercise, oh, but. And you find that health, work and career is up here. Every other thing is down there. And when you stop during the year to worry, time starts flying. You wait 2 days, 3 days. You start worrying. What you should be doing instead is your rest, your fun, recreation and rest, or your health and well-being. So we don't want to worry. We don't want you to become stagnant. We don't want fear to creep in, because fear is like an illness. And once you get in, it starts spreading and it will stagnate you without you even knowing. You wake up, go to work, but you're stagnated. Wow. So mapping out your life and planning your 2022, you need to know the 12 critical areas of your life so you can plan accordingly. So that's the one first. The second thing I'll say is, what are your values and your beliefs? We are a sum up of our beliefs, your thoughts, your mind and there's a mind and body relationship. So what is in your mind speaks to your body speaks to your brain. So if they are not in alignment, you get frustrated, you get depressed. So a lot of people that are depressed is because their soul, their mind and their body are not in alignment.
It's like, you know what we're going to be talking about next week?
So you have to be able to know, what are my beliefs? What do I believe in? Okay, a lady that wants to get married believes that she wants to get married in 2022. I must get married in 2022. And then she believes that you have to be in a relationship for 2 years before you get married. Isn't that self-sabotage already? You want to get married 2022, you have 1 year, 12 months. But then you believe that you need 2 years to be in a relationship. No, that means your goal is not aligning with your beliefs. That means you need 3 years to be in a relationship. 1 year for 2022, meet the person, and then 2 extra years for being in that relationship. So how do you move your beliefs around? Because your beliefs are not permanent. You have to be able to make up your beliefs for yourself. And not allow beliefs to just label you, because we are some of our beliefs. Our beliefs are a product of our pasts. Oh, my mom used to do it this way. Is that the way it should be done? Is there a way you can come up and create a new belief for yourself? So the second thing is, what are your values and your beliefs? Your values and your beliefs must align with your goal.
So number 3.
Number 3 is you must plan in detail.
You must plan in
detail. Have a SMART goal. It must be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. A lot of people take this for granted. It is very important. You know, I have people that have their masters during my course, and I'm saying, write out your goal, and they write it out. There's no time to it. Oh, March 20th. I'm sorry, March 2022. No, you have to put March 20th, 2022. You literally have to put that. We take it for granted. No. That's number 3. Number 4, how motivated are you to do that thing? What are your options to do that thing? What are the steps you're taking apart from having a detailed goal? What's the step-by-step plan? That's number 4. Number 5, what is the consequence of you not achieving this goal? What is going to happen? Sometimes when I'm writing my goal, I put the goal there, I put the consequence, and I put how it will make me feel when I do it. Sometimes when I'm going back to look at the goal, I don't even look at the goal. I look at the consequence, oh my God, and I go and do it.
Wow.
I look at how it will make me feel, who I'll become when I do that goal. Oh, you're going to become a UN ambassador if you do this tiny goal right now. I go and do it. So those are the 5.
Those 5 things are going to be my manifesto.
Yes.
For goal setting.
Yes.
I cannot wait to watch this back.
Yes.
And you've already touched on the topics we have for the rest of January.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
I have to mention,
yes.
Please, you have to visualize as well. You have to see it in your mind. See it, taste it, smell it, feel it.
Taste it, smell it, feel it. Thank you
Use all your
so
senses.
much, Omowunmi.
All right.
You know, I told you that we always run out of time.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
this has been super impactful, and it's just been awesome. I can't wait to watch it again.
Yeah.
I can't wait to have you again.
I'll be happy to come.
So thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're very much
It has
welcome.
been awesome. And
Thank you.
as we chart our course for 2022, please let us begin to take cognizance of all these things we're learning. The 5 key things that Omowunmi has talked about. I hope that we've written them down. Fumi, John, and myself will be wrapping up the show in a few minutes. So please, please stay tuned whilst we wrap up the show. And thank you so much for watching.